Hey guys, I'm really comfortable right now. It is the end of the day. I made it through and I thought, why not do a wife life episode? You guys have already read the title. Tonight we're talking about mama's boys. There are 3 different types. There might be more, but I kind of broke them up into 3 different categories. But there are actually women out there dealing with mama's boys and not realizing it because they actually think their problem is their mother-in-law. But 9 times out of 10, it's not your mother-in-law, it's your husband. He has an inability to set proper boundaries with his family. So we're going to talk about the 3 types. We're going to talk about some tips of how to deal with them. And at the very end of this video, if you say, oh my goodness, Ryan, my husband doesn't fall into any of these 3 categories, girl, God bless you. But for some of us, we're going to form a circle of prayer and encourage each other through. So without further ado, let's get started.
I will trust your love. I will trust your words. I will trust your wisdom. I will put you first.
The first category would be what I would call she's all I got. He calls his mom for everything. I mean, everything. He got a promotion. She's the first one to know. He's probably constantly trying to get you to spend time with his mom, bringing her up in conversation, trying to get you to hang out with her. No, I don't want to go hang out with your mom. No, I didn't call your mom today. No, I mean, she's a wonderful lady. But no, I don't need to call her. I'm good. He wants you to feel the same way about his mother that he feels about his mom. Okay, so the first thing I would say is don't allow yourself to be bitter. Make sure that you're honoring his mother because really all he wants to know is that his wife respects his mom in the same way that he does. And in that way, maybe he can let his guard down a little bit. Take any opportunity you can to honor her, but do it in ways that your husband can see it. It'll make him feel amazing. Think about this. What better person to interview about your husband than your mother-in-law because she knows him in and out. So don't treat her like the enemy. There's no problem with gaining as much info as you can from her. The second type of relationship feels a little bit manipulative. It is the I'm all she's got relationship. Your husband is probably her dream guy. He probably does a lot more husband roles for her and supports her more on an emotional level. He really feels like if he doesn't do it, nobody will, and she'll be out there alone. And the last thing that he wants to do is let his mom feel alone. And so in doing that, though, it can feel like you got married and became a part of her family because your husband is constantly in son mode, which means that you are constantly in daughter mode, and everything seems to bend to your mother-in-law when she's there. Now, that relationship is trickier because you have to make sure that you don't try to compete with your mother-in-law. You don't need to. You're the wife and you're not trying to be the mom. The only reason why you need to be competing with her is if you're trying to be his mother. That's not what you're doing. Let her do that, okay? But secondly, you need to talk more to your husband about those boundaries and help him to figure out how to set healthy boundaries. But every boundary that you set needs to be in love. If you have any type of malice in your heart towards your mother-in-law, you need to take care of that as soon as possible. And if you start to make your husband feel like he has to choose between you or his mother, you can't help him if you're becoming the enemy. And lastly, the third is the we've all we've got. Let me not hit the lamp. That relationship is one where they both lean on each other. Maybe they're used to just being them, and so they rely on each other for everything. You feel boxed out. Did we get married, or like what happened? Maybe you have an argument with your husband, right? and then he talks to his mom about the argument you guys had, and then he comes back and talks to you about the conversation that he had with his mom about the conversation that the two of you had. Why is she involved in everything? You're gonna need to use kind of the methods of the first two scenarios, but I would also suggest that you create some type of distance and separation specifically for this category. Physical distance, emotional distance. If you live with her, y'all need to move, and move far enough away where you have to plan a trip to visit. Distance is key so that you can create a culture in and of yourselves. Yep, those are the three. So let me know, guys, do you think I missed one, or do you agree with these? And if so, let me know in the comments below. Oh, wait, our circle. Everybody come together. We're gonna pray. We are gonna sharpen our spiritual scissors. Yes, and together we are gonna cut the umbilical cord between our husbands and our in-laws. Amen, amen. Won't he will every time. Thank you guys for watching. Bye.